welcome everybody, and Brooklyn beats Era and online broadcast ever. Fresh off of the Super Bowl, we win in Minnesota. Directly, immediately, whatever you want to say after the game, Ron Barr comes onto my show and announces he moves the team to Brooklyn. And of course, with his obsession with Beats by Dre headphones, he names the team the Brooklyn Beats. There is a big market in Brooklyn, not as big as our loyal fans in Minnesota. I can't control it, but I can complain because this is my time. So, that behind us, we look ahead to the offseason. The NFL draft is 5 weeks away, and we have players to renegotiate contracts, or else they become free agents. We have Leo Neal, who has just signed a 1-year deal. He's ready to start the negotiating process. We're going to take a look at the card, and we're going to take a look at his stats. And we're going to see a fair offer. He played in 2017 with your Minnesota Vikings. Let's see if we can see how many games. Okay, so only played in 4 games, mind you. 70 downs played. We're going to take a look at his defense stats. He has 8 tackles in 4 games, 5 sacks. No pass deflections, a forced fumble, and no defensive touchdowns or safeties. So in 4 games he has 5 sacks, a tackle for loss, 8 tackles. 4 of them being solo. So we are going to, must have been that bad soda I had. We are going to give him a contract. We're going to give him a 2-year deal. Looks like he wants, we have $36 million in cap space. A fair offer for him is $6.92 million over 2 years. That's what we are at right now. We're going to make his signing bonus a little bit more because of the sacks, and we're going to up it to $2.5 million, making an offer of $7.16 million total for the first year of his, $7.16 million. Only cap hit is $3.26 million. We still have $36 million of cap space. Let's make the offer. And we have signed him to a 2-year deal, it looks like. Okay, next opportunity is Paul Frischi. We're going to take a look at his stats. I do believe he has played with the team last season as well. Oh, yeah, that's right. So he was one of the players that mysteriously vanished in the offseason last season. So we decided to pick up a 1-year man and change his name. So this is the really awkward part where Paul Frischi's stats do not reflect what he actually played. So we're going to take a look at his general. He played all 16 games, 488 downs played this last season. 83 tackles for the season. I do believe that is top 5 for this team. It might even be number 3, to be honest with you. 7 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 2 pass deflections, and that coming out of the free safety spot. So we're going to go ahead and offer him a contract to what we think is fair. Can we dismiss? We cannot. Okay. So we have to keep Leo's offer up there. So a fair offer for him would be 3 years, $8.13 million. I do believe that is fair, although we want to get this signing done, so we're going to add a couple $20,000 on there, making it an 8.19, and we're going to see what he says. I'm excited. Such a great offer, and to stay with the team, he is re-signed. So this is the boring episode. This is the off-season stuff. We're going to take a look at who retired and who is staying. So now we get to the linebacker, Justin Lewis. I do believe he has played in 3 games. Okay, it's not showing any. Okay, here we go. He only played in 2 games. For some reason, it's not showing us the career stats. That's okay. So in one of the games, he had 5 tackles for loss. And in the other game, he had 2 tackles. So his first game, 2 tackles. Second game, 5 tackles. So that's 7 total tackles. 1 of them being for loss, and 3 of them being just by himself. in 2 games. That is not terrible, although he does not have any forced fumbles, fumble recovery, anything of that nature. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to offer him a contract to what he and the Minnesota, well, oh, that's going to be weird, and the Brooklyn Beats thinks is fair. He wants 3 years, $7.83 million. It's only a $2.09 million cap hit, and we still have $37.9 cap room. So we're going to offer him a 3-year deal. We're going to bump this up to 2.3 and bump the signing bonus up to $540,000, bringing it a $8.49 million contract. And the 3-year contract with $7.83 million, we're going to offer it to him, and he stays with the team. Cody Kessler, we have had him on the team for the last 2 seasons. This will be his 3rd season with the team. He is not practice squad eligible. We are going to take a look at what he has done for us. Not played a whole lot of games here for the Minnesota Vikings. He played in the Chicago game at the end of the season last season, and we're going to take a look at what he has done. Yeah, he's only played in 1 game. 47 downs played. That is in the Chicago game. So he had a passer rating of 67.0. Now, this draft coming up, mind you, is pretty deep at quarterback. There's a lot of good quarterbacks that we've scouted that we want and that the Brooklyn Beats will take. I almost said Minnesota Vikings again, but anyway, 67.0 passer rating, 219 yards in 1 game, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, longest pass of 37 yards. He is 20 for 32. That is 67% completion percentage for those of you that didn't look over here or can't do math. 3 sacks. Average yards per attempt was only 6.8, and average yards per game 219, of course. Did he have rushing? He did. 1 attempt for 11 yards. I think we are going to pass on Cody Kessler just due to the fact of his contract that he wants. 3 years, $14.4 million. I do believe we cannot. I think we can avoid that hit to the cap, and I think we can get a rookie quarterback that's just as good as Cody Kessler. And with Kenny Erickson staying healthy and Smeagol as the backup, I do believe this will work out better if we just let him go. So we are going to withdraw the offer. We could have franchise tagged him, but I do believe there are more better quarterbacks in the draft. So Josh Bush, we signed him just prior to the Super Bowl when, Thaddeus Rozu went down, and he now has a Super Bowl ring. He has a quick development, and he only wants $960,000 over 1 year. But our fair offer is $1.09 million. He did do good for us. He did some good things in the couple games that he played. We are going to take a look at... Oh, the wrong button again. We're going to take a look at his player card and take a look at the stats. And of course, it's not showing us. Okay, here we go. So we had him for 2 games. He had 2 tackles in the 2 games that he played for us. I thought he did better. I thought he had a couple pass deflections. Turns out he did not. So that was awkward for Randy Replay. Signed to a 1-year deal. Okay, so the stats aren't even showing up on his career right now. So that's kind of weird. Take a look at the general. It's not showing us the year. So I think we're going to withdraw the offer as well from him, as we have scouted a strong safety that we could use. So we're going to withdraw the offer. Sorry, Josh Bush, we got you your ring, and now you can go elsewhere. So as you can see, worst position grades, we have a left tackle spot open. So we're going to shift into the spot that I like, and that's going to be seeing who retired this season. DeMarcus Ware announced his retirement after 13 NFL seasons. Terrell Suggs announced his retirement. And Brandon Marshall saying goodbye to the NFL as well. Kyle Williams, Russell Holloway. The Lions have moved Quan Short to right end. Let's see who else. Can we just look at? I think transactions. So this will show us who has retired from the NFL a little bit better. Retired, and here we go. So Andrew Whitworth, the man that we had at left tackle, retires from the NFL. Adam Jones retires from the NFL. Brandon Marshall retires. Tyler Klutz, the fullback, retires. Right tackle Doug Free retires. DeMarcus Ware, of course, like we said. Billy Cundiff, Jonathan Joseph, Justin Forsett, Marshall Yanda, Elvis Dumerville, and Terrell Suggs. So the Ravens have lost a lot of players this offseason. That is 4 right there. Or 3, I should say. So linebacker Elvis Dumerville, right outside linebacker Terrell Suggs, and Marshall Yanda. So Vincent Jackson retires, Jeremy Mincy, Jermon Bushrod, Jonathan Babineau, Donnie Jones, Jason Peters, Eric Winston, Owen Daniels, Brian Robinson, Kyle Williams, and Vince Wilfork, the big boy in the middle. So a lot of players off the board as far as retirement goes. And only one for your Brooklyn Beats. We're going to take a look at the NFC North. So Tyler Klutz and Vince Wilfork announce his retirement. So that is that. We're going to go ahead and advance to the next stage. And this will officially begin. Offseason, week number 1. We can take a look at who we can sign and what is going to shake loose with all that. Now, if Randy Replay has his way, I do believe Thaddeus Rozu is available to play again, and Sam Gable as well. So no more injuries here on this roster. Okay, improve your team by adding free agents. So we are going to take a look. Chris Kontorowitz is somebody. Drew Brees. What? He wants $14 million over 1 year. So Drew Brees is a free agent, and Aaron Donald is the top free agent of this year. Oh my goodness. We are going to take a look at left tackle because that is a need for this team. And we're going to take a look at where everything is. So Michael Orr. He wants 1 year, 3.11. He is the best at 76 overall. And he does not have a bid in right now. Let's see if there's a right tackle that we can move over. And that would be Mr. Leach at 75 and Sebastian Vollmer at 75 as well. So not really anybody. The best offensive lineman is going to be Luis Vasquez, at 79 overall. He is a right guard. I wonder what he could be, or what his rating would be if we moved him over to right tackle. Yeah, so there is not a lot here to be had in free agency for offensive linemen. So we're going to go back to the top 100. So Aaron Donald, Drew Brees, Kelvin Benjamin, I'm not sure about his first name, Nelson, the free safety, Jason Witten, I'm pretty sure that's Jeremy Hill, Wesley Woodyard, Jonathan Stewart, Haloti Naha, Steven Goskowski, Hopkins, Gaines, Luis Vasquez. So the first offensive lineman is Luis Vasquez. I'm still not sure how to say that. So we're going to offer him a contract, and he's going to play left tackle for us. And we're going to see what shakes loose with all of that, because this upcoming draft is pretty deep here. He is 31 years old, but if we don't have a left tackle, we cannot play football this year. So we are going to offer him a $4.5 million deal. We just have $2 million in cap space right now. and then $83 million in available funds. But with Ron Barr being the way he is, the financial mongrel, I don't think he's going to want to spend too much out of pocket. So we're going to offer him a $4.5 million contract for 1 year. And there we go. Brooklyn Beats is in first place. I wonder what the 32 points, 31 points, 15 points means. Okay, so that is the draft. So if anybody comes in higher than 83 points, he's more than likely going to sign with them. Matt Forte. And now let's take a look at the individual positions. Drew Brees. He is going right now to San Francisco. This is insanity. They must know they have somebody in the draft. Sam Bradford to the Saints. If it stands at 65 points. Geno Smith, Cody Kessler, of course. Johnny Manziel looking to return to the NFL. Robert Griffin III wants $5 million. Good luck there, buddy. Jeremy Hill is expected to go to the Raiders at 83 points. Trey Mason, of course. Okay, so it is a close race for Calvin Benjamin, the top wide receiver. At 84 points. Is this... Okay, I was going to say that is DeAnthony Thomas. I thought it was Demaryius Thomas. I would have hoped the Vikings, the Beats would have put in a bid for him. Mike Wallace is available. Benny Fowler. Charles Johnson, of course. Mr. Lattimore. So I'm not seeing Chris Kantorowicz at all on here. Or Wesley Holm. I do hope they did not retire. Yeah, I'm not seeing them at all here. So Michael Orr is 32 years old. I would like to see what Luis Vasquez's rating would be if we switch him over to left tackle, because if it's under Michael Orr, we can get Michael Orr for a pretty good price at 1 year, $3.11 million, or a total of 4.2, actually. So we're going to go ahead and advance the week here. And we're going to see the fate of our signing. See if he goes with us or if he holds out.
All combine stats such as the 40-yard dash are now available in scouting. Check it out.
And there we go. The combine stats are available here. We're going to take a look at our scouted positions, or our scouted players. Gordon Meyer, expected to go in the first round. We're going to take a look at his combine stats. He is first in the 40-yard dash with a 5.01. First in the three-cone drill at 7.46 seconds. And he is second in bench press at 38 reps. First in the 20-yard shuffle. So his... looks like his agility is going to be pretty decent for a left tackle. Of course, we have a lot of scouting points left to go here, so a lot of undrafted players coming out here for your Minnesota Vikings. We have scouted a lot of offensive linemen here, but The first couple rounds belong to the left tackles, the centers, and the right guards. So we are now going to take a look at quarterbacks that are available. Here we go. Ryan Fox, Connor Brady at 6'6", 234. Combine grade of 4.3. And he did not do too much in the combine as well, as you can see. So, not as deep as I thought it would be for quarterbacks here. Second in the 40-yard dash at a 4.58. Third in the 3-cone. So, Scott Germany. So, I think Ryan Fox is going to be the best here. He had a vertical jump of 34.7 inches. 13th in the 40-yard dash. And 10th in the bench rep, so he's not going to have that big arm. I'm going to try and look for the first in the 40-yard dash and kind of gauge where we stand with that. There's 6th, 20th, 11th, 10th, 25th. Okay, so the first in the Cody yard dash. In the 40-yard dash goes to Kevin Fitch with a 4.57. Wow. 6'1", 219. And, of course, Connor Brady at 19th with a 5.09. So now we're going to take a look at who did the best in the bench reps so we can see who has the strongest arm of this year's draft class. And then we might scout him and just see what's going on there. Okay, so first belongs to Tyler Valos from BYU, 6'2", 216, age of 23. So 15th in the 40-yard dash with 4.93, vertical jump of 27.6. He was 9th. 9th in the 3-cone with 7.43, 20-yard shuffle. And there you go. So broad jump, 9.2. So he's going to be the strongest quarterback with a 22 reps and a 5.4 grade. We're going to scout. And he is shown to go undrafted in the 6th round. So we might not want to take a look at him. As we move on to left tackles, we have scouted pretty much everybody here looking for a gem, and we found one here in Kent Barner. Expected to go in the 4th round. He is a 3rd round talent. Obviously, Gordon Meyer would be the best left tackle to get from this not free agents, but from this draft. He is 6'5", 313 from Penn State. He is a pass blocker. 40-yard dash, he was first. So we need to trade up for him in about 4 weeks for the NFL draft, I do believe. So we're going to add him to our watch list. And if we don't get him, there's not really too much else here. As far as combine grade goes, he is the best at a 6.7. DeAndre Linder, though, 2nd in the 3-cone, 15th in the bench press, and 5th in the 40-yard dash. Not that that means anything. So now we're going to go to right tackle. Combine grade of 5.4 for Max Stacy. We're going to take a look at his. And he's projected to go undrafted. So that is that. Right tackle, we're going to scout this guy. He's projected to go undrafted as well. So the top 3 guys in the right tackle are projected to go undrafted. Very, very bad news here for the Brooklyn Beats. So a guy down here I wanted to take a look at, B.J. Harris, 6'6", 309, projected to go undrafted, but his combine grade was 5.5. He's third in the broad jump. We're going to go ahead and spend some points on this guy, and he is expected to go undrafted. What about left guards that we can move over to left tackle? Deshaun Boyle, 6.7. First for left guards in the 40-yard dash, first in the broad jump, and third in the bench press. Going to go ahead and scout him. He is a late first rounder. So if our guy Meyer? Yeah, if our guy Meyer is gone, I think the play would be Deshaun Boyle there at the end of the first if he's available. Take a look at Brandon Trejo. Or Trejo. So another late first rounder. And Julius Bowe, another late first rounder. So we're going to add all these guys to the watch list and see who is available there. We will take whoever is best available. Like I said, this is the boring episode where we just go through and kind of see what we got. Seth Melvin, first in the 40-yard dash, first in the 20-yard shuttle, and first in the bench press. So he's going to be very, very strong. As you can see, impact blocking is a C+, and a B- for pass blocking. So he is a late first rounder. We're going to add him to the watch list, add him, and add Cody Rader to our radar. Come on, I thought that was funny. So Griffin Levels, 6.5. Second in the 40-yard dash for right guards, late first rounder. And Devin Schaffer, late first rounder. So we're going to add those to the watch list as well. We are not going to bother. Yeah, we're not going to bother with Jordan Meadows. Now we're going to shift over to strong safety because we lost Josh Bush. We're looking for a third rounder. I do believe a 7.5 grade highest. I'm just going to look first. Yes, highest from all. So a second in the 40-yard dash with a 4.42. Third in the broad jump with 10.6 inches. And third in the bench press with 25 reps. So he's a mid-third rounder. Add him to the watch list. And just in case if we can't get him, second in bench press at 26 reps. So a C+, a C for pursuit, and C for tackle. So he's going to be a big hitter. Now, he was third in the bench press. We're going to take a look and see who was the first. Okay, so this is the first, Rashad Huntington. We're going to go ahead and scout him. He is a late fourth rounder. We might be able to use him with one of our fourth round picks. And we're going to take a look at figure out who is the first in the bench reps. And we're going to scout him as well just in case. 16th. So it's going to be Jameson Ives. First in the bench reps. Oops. And he is expected to go undrafted. Add him to the watch list. So we have 84 points left to go. No kickers or... No, 2 punters coming out this year in the draft. Trying to think what else we need. Okay, so our picks are round 3, 3 round 4s, a 5, and a 6. That is correct. We gave up a lot of picks here this last season, so we are going to for Andrew Whitworth. So that is going to change our strategy a little bit. For sure. And we don't need any more don't need any more running backs for sure. We have 5 on the roster. We passed up on Cody Kessler. I do believe there will be a free agent quarterback that we can pick up for kind of cheap. We're just going to go ahead and scout Sean Staley. He is undrafted going in the 7th round, projected. Okay. So 4.6, 340. Vertical jump of 28.8. Three cone of 6.99. Gonna go ahead and scout him. Play action is a C minus. Throwing power is a B minus. Excuse me. Must have been that bad soda I had. I think that's going to just about do it for the scouting section here. We have 24 points remaining. I think we get more next week. Just for S&Gs, we're going to take a look at who is the fastest running back in the 40-yard dash. So the second did a 4.33, and that is, oh gosh, a Davion Bulla. Oh boy. Not that we need another running back, but it would be nice to have a solid punt returner. Was that first? Oh, that was third in the bench press. So fourth in the 40, 19th, 9th, 5th, 11th. Like, if we have our last pick in the draft and we just need to spend it, I think we go running back here. 7th, so it must be... No? Did we pass him already? 25th, 22nd, 15th, 2nd, 20th, 27th, 17th, 13th, 6th, 31st, 28th, 4th, 19th, 3rd, 7th, and 8th. So I'm not sure why we're not seeing the first in the 40-yard dash. There's the second. We'll just scout him. All right, so we will now advance the week. But before we do, actually, we are going to take a look. Okay, so we have Luis Vasquez as our signed right guard, I do believe. Take a look at the right guards. And we're going to go ahead and edit player and see what he would be if we change him to left tackle. Since there is not as much as we thought there once was at the position. So, left tackle, he would be a 76, which is just about what we could get in free agency. So, I like that at a 3.53. He is 31, so he's going to be a little bit older than most of the players coming out in free agency. But, yeah, let's take a look at who else is available and who got signed here in week 2 of free agency. League signings, Aaron Donald goes to the Jets. Kelvin Benjamin goes to the Rams. Jeremy Hill goes to the Raiders. Wesley Woodyard to the 49ers. Williams goes to the Cowboys. Trey Mason goes to the Jets. Eric Gaines goes to the Rams, so they get some good players here. Kennard goes to the Bills. Lamarcus Joyner, I do believe, goes to the Browns. Just going to look at the big names here. Sam Bradford goes to the Saints. And that is just about it. Matt Cyphers goes to the Steelers. Fusco to the Raiders, of course. And that is just about that. For the big names in free agency, Drew Brees is still available. It's a close race between the 49ers and the Ravens. So, it's just insane. He's 39 years old. But you cannot argue with Drew Brees. About Drew Brees there. Free safety Nelson. Reggie Nelson. I gotta really get these players' names down, don't I? Jason Witten's still on the board. He has no bids. There's not really anything here that we need. to be honest. Is that Corey? Clinton McDonald is more than likely going to sign with the Rams here, as they are in first place. DeAnthony Thomas. Jared Cook still available. Jacob Tammy. Kenny Stills reportedly going to sign with the Patriots as the only offer in there. Marquise Wilson. It's a close race, but it's going to look like he's going to sign with the Eagles. So not really anything here in week number 2. We're going to go ahead and advance the week to week number 3 of free agency. We do have our left tackle signed. We're just waiting for the draft to see who we can get and plug in and play. They're over there at left tackle. So, week 4, the draft, 2 weeks away now. And we're going to take a look at the free agents. Okay, so it has happened. Drew Brees has signed with the team. And he goes to San Francisco. Drew Brees has signed with the San Francisco 49ers. He will still wear his number 9 jersey. And that is good. Wow. In other quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo will sign with the Denver Broncos. And Chapis goes to our rival, the Bears. Running backs, Isaiah Crowell goes to the Ravens. Jeremy Hill goes to the Raiders. Trey Mason to the Jets. Wide receivers, Kelvin Benjamin goes to the Rams. Marquise Wilson goes to the Eagles. And Kenny Stills has signed with the Patriots. There's not really anything else here that we need. Maybe a quarterback. We're going to take a look at quarterbacks, and we might offer a quarterback here just to have that third spot filled. Cody Kessler is still available, but at 9, just under $10 million over 3 years. That is not what we would like to see because of our 12. Okay, so Robert Griffin III. Nick Foles, Mark Sanchez, Johnny Manziel, EJ Manuel, Chase Daniel. Let me just make sure. Yes, I was correct. Brian Hoyer, Davis, Kellen Moore. The Boise State Broncos still out there. Very sad to see. Charlie Hackenberg? Christian Hackenberg, sorry. Jimmy Clausen. I just feel bad for Jimmy Clausen. After being drafted, has not done too much. Thaddeus Lewis still out there. Ryan Mallett. Ryan Griffin. And now we're getting into the rookies from last season. Down here after the 50s here. So the booty is still available. We have drafted Sheldon Booty last season. Put him on the practice squad. He didn't show us anything that we liked, so we let him go. So Sheldon Booty, still practice squad eligible. Taylor Heineke, of course. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at quarterbacks, and this really intrigues me. Robert Griffin III is the cheapest. Well, second cheapest of the top 10. Let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so he's not. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th cheapest. So he's middle of the road. But he's going to give you 85 speed. Short accuracy, not that good, but the throw power, the acceleration, the agility, the stamina, throw on the run. Accuracy is a little bit lacking, but for a third stringer, we can't really hold that to a high standard. And maybe we can get him under $5.82 million over 2 years with a $8.3 million bonus total. Sorry. So we're gonna put in an offer for him. We're gonna give him a 1-year deal worth $3.85. Actually, we only have 2.12 of cap space left, so we're gonna give him. I think that is fair. We're going to give him the rest of our... Oh, does that say billion? Yes, that says $2.12 billion in cap room. Okay, so we're going to go back out and we're going to default, and we're going to give him an $8.3 million contract. Okay, so I think this is fair. We're actually... Randy Replay's all over the place, isn't he? We're actually going to give him a $5 million contract for 1 season. And that is a 78-point rating. So the Brooklyn Beats are in first place for Robert Griffin III. So we're going to take a look after we advance the week to week number 4 of free agency. And we have won Robert Griffin III. The race for Robert Griffith, as you can see. Contract accepted. Quarterback Robert Griffin III, now a part of the Brooklyn Beats. 28 years old, 70 overall. We got him for $5 million. You can't argue with that. So we have 302 points available to spend a week before the draft. We're going to take a look at what we can do. We have our quarterback locked away. Now we have to focus on Gordon Meyer. He is the first-round talent that this team needs, and I do believe if we trade most of our picks, we can get him. But if that falls through, we're going to take a look at our watch players. If that falls through, we can get Griffin levels, Seth Melvin. I mean, we're projected, we have a third-round pick, so, I mean, still a second-round talent in Stanley Herman. I don't think any of these guys up here will fall to us, projected to go in the first round or the second. But if Joey Russell falls to us, he is a right guard with a second-round talent, or first-round talent projected to go in the second round. Stanley Herman would be our guy, projected to go in the second here in the third round, and then after that it goes to third and fourth round. So we have four fourth round picks, and we're going to go ahead and advance the week and get ready for the NFL draft. There's just nothing else we need except for a left tackle and maybe a couple of offensive linemen. So we're going to spend most of our draft picks on offensive linemen. And here we go. The NFL Draft. We're going to take a look at free agency quick, the recap, and just see the top 100. So Nelson is still a free agent. Jason Witten still a free agent. Actually, we're going to go to league signings. Aaron Donald to the Jets. Drew Brees to the 49ers. Kelvin Benjamin to the Rams. Jeremy Hill to the Raiders. Wesley Woodyard to the 49ers. So that defense and offense is getting a big boost here. Haloti Ngata, they could even draft really good. They could be contenders next season. Haloti Ngata to the Eagles. Nick Whitlock, the fullback, signs with the Patriots. Okay, we can't see his name, but William goes to the Cowboys. Trey Mason to the Jets. Eric Gaines to the Rams. And Kennard goes to the Bills. So next time you see Randy Replay, it will be the NFL Draft. Some people say Christmas in summertime, where the Brooklyn Beats, not the Minnesota Vikings, are looking to add to their roster and build on the Super Bowl contenders that we were last season. This has been Randy Replay. Sorry.